Tropical storm Isaias is moving up the coast and is expected to make landfall later tonight in the Carolinas. Hello, I'm Denise Koch.
And I'm Rick Ritter. Now, the storm will then move up the East Coast and it will impact Maryland. Unfortunately, Baltimore and surrounding areas now under a tropical storm warning.
Well, we have team coverage tonight. Mike Helgren is live in Ocean City, but we start with Bob Turk with what we can expect and when. Bob?
All right, locally, we have some severe weather in the region right now. This is not associated with the tropical storm, by the way. We have a line of thunderstorms from Charlottesville up toward just south of D.C., the Upper Eastern Shore. We have a severe thunderstorm warning right now till 4:30 for the PG County area into northern Virginia. That is moving to the northeast around 30 miles an hour. We do expect some of this activity in the Baltimore region in the next hour or two. Be careful, some of these storms have very, very gusty winds. Once again, this is not associated with the tropical storm. We do have a tropical storm warning tomorrow for most of the area from Carroll County, eastern Frederick County, the entire eastern shore, southern Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey. That is until late tomorrow night. In the meantime, because of the possibility of very heavy rains during the day tomorrow, beginning late tonight, a wind-driven rain, tropical downpours, 3 to 6 inches rain is possible. Locally, higher amounts definitely going to probably cause some flooding, maybe some flash flooding if we have any of these storms that drop 1 or 2 inches in an hour. That's certainly possible as well during the day tomorrow. Meanwhile, the last update we had, storm about 115 miles due south of Charleston, South Carolina, moving north now, picking up speed at 13 miles an hour with the winds currently at 70. It could become a hurricane in the next few hours. The next update coming in around 5 o'clock as it moves into South Carolina and North Carolina. It will weaken once it comes inland, but will be impacting our region for sure tomorrow. Marty has a look at that and the track coming up. Marty?
Well, thank you very much, Bob. Good afternoon, everybody. Let's go right to the graphic. The sat red is pretty impressive. It's all red. It's all coming up the coast, and problems are coming north with it, as you would expect, be they storm surge, flash flooding, or strong winds. It's moving south to north and coming our way. Let's go ahead and show you the track. I want you to figure tomorrow morning through tomorrow night is going to be the window of opportunity. Right over Richmond will be the center of the low, coming right across Chesapeake Bay just south of the Bay Bridge, and then heading up the I-95 corridor. There's a lot that could change, but a lot that might not change over the next few hours. We live update to update, and Bob Turk will have more details coming up for you shortly. Now back to you.
All right, thank you, Marty. Well, Ocean City, as you see, looking rather empty for the busiest time of the year. Investigator Mike Helgren shot this video earlier today, and he joined us now live along the boardwalk. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Denise. We saw a lot of people actually on the beach earlier today. We were here at the inlet now, but we've been all the way up to 140th Street. But there was a noticeable shift. It went from sun to clouds. It's pretty cloudy out here now. You can see the beach right now as people here get ready for the storm. You can see the ominous skies to the south as Isaias tracks closer to Ocean City, the first major storm here this year.
By all means, let's just pack up, load up our car and go, because I don't want to be in the middle of this.
Coastal Maryland will see some winds and flooding in low-lying areas. But Ocean City officials expect the storm to move swiftly away.
Whatever we're going to get is going to be very quick. Tomorrow will be a tough day in town. You know, the visitors that come here, it's not going to be a beach day. You know, stay in, stay safe. We'll see some, flooding on the roadways as we do whenever we get a lot of rain, because it empties into the bay. But this one, other than the winds that we're going to get, it's so quick that tomorrow afternoon I expect to see the sunshine.
Many hit the beaches and the boardwalk to enjoy the last few hours of sun.
Thankfully, I think it's just going to do a lot of raining, so we're going to stay inside tomorrow. So we're doing our outside stuff today.
A storm like this is fairly rare this early in the season in Ocean City. And while COVID-19 does change some of the planning, town officials are thankful this storm isn't larger.
If this was a storm of more major proportion and we were looking at possibility of evacuations or having to open up shelters or something, then the pandemic might come into play with regard to social distancing. And I've already been in discussions with Worcester County about that. I don't think that's the situation we're going to be facing this time, but we will be prepared in the future.
Now, one danger once this storm rolls through is going to be the rip currents for the next few days. They are fully staffed with lifeguards here, but Ocean City isn't the only community feeling the impact of this. WJZ is live in Fells Point. Rachel Carden is where they're handing out sandbags, and that has been extended. Rachel.
That's right, Mike. Now, the service here in Fells Point along Thames and Broadway Street was supposed to start at 9:30 and wrap up at 4:30, but we're hearing that officials have extended that until 8 o'clock tonight. You can see the line just kind of continues here, everyone trying to stay socially distanced as they get their sandbags preparing for Isaias.
I have my shovel.
Shovels filled with sand as scoop by scoop, the city prepares for tropical storm Isaias.
Historically, my basement do flood, especially when it's a lot of rain. Prevention instead of reaction.
It's in the street, it floods the street, and then it floods the sidewalk and anywhere else.
That anywhere else is why sandbags are now stacked in front of windows and doors in an effort to stop floodwaters from coming inside. Baltimore Mayor Jack Young says city garages at Eden and Fleet Streets and the Caroline Street Garage are now open to residents until Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. He says take action now before it's too late.
Areas near Thames Street and Fells Point, areas near Smith Avenue and Falls Road, and the Clipper Mill Business Park. Residents should move their cars to higher ground as soon as possible.
Multiple agencies like Emergency Management, City Fire, DOT, and Public Works are working together to keep you safe, but they ask that you do your part by getting prepared now.
Citizens should expect power outages, flooding, debris, and other disruption.
Power outages might take longer to restore because of the pandemic and other storm impacts. In Howard County, areas like Ellicott City are gearing up for flooding, mudslides, and water in areas that have been devastated by floods in recent years. They say they've been preparing since the storm formed.
While we are still going to have to endure a storm, we are well prepared.
Businesses in historic Ellicott City are hoping sandbags will keep water out of areas hit hard in 2016 and 2018. Now, there are a few rules and restrictions here in Fells Point. If you do plan to come get sandbags tonight, you have to prove your address. You have to wear a mask because you're going to have to go shovel your own sand. And everybody is limited to 10 sandbags. Now, once the storm hits, if you see any downed trees or flooded roads, you're encouraged to call 311. And officials are urging everybody to stock up right now on batteries and make sure your cell phone is charged so you can get all those necessary updates. We're live in Fells Point tonight. I'm Rachel Carden for WJZ.